Don Quixote, Spanish, Don Quixote de la Mancha. The original meaning of the original title is The Knight Quijote from Mancha, was divided into two parts by the Spanish writer Cervantes in 1605 and 1615, a version of the anti-knight novel. The background of the story is an age when there was no knight. After reading the knight novel, the protagonist Don Quixote once imagined that he was a knight, and made all sorts of unbelievable behaviors, and finally awakened from the dream. In Mancha, there is a place where the place name does not need to be mentioned. A second generation of wealthy and wealthy lives. Every Thursday, he returns to the kitchen in the community center. Teach young volunteers to be chefs. Teaching dishes today. Diced pork often eaten for dinner. Salmon fried tomatoes. Fried green beans with garlic. Fried chicken drumsticks. He is very strict with kitchen knives. The cutting knife method is very delicate. His most proud cooking works. It's iced Alaska king crab. On festivals, he likes to wear a black woolen coat, plush socks, and flat shoes. But usually, he always triumphantly wears a good brown duffel coat.
Poco cantante, poco cantante. Ed invece del fandango una marcia.
In his home, there is a maid in her 40s from Dongguan County, Guangdong Province, Sister Mar, a beautiful niece under 20 years old. There is another one that can help him collect insects and trim branches. Neighbor, little boy, Sander. Our second generation wealthy, strong physique, wake up very early every day and like to go fishing in the lake. It is said that he also has an alias called Master Hong, or Master Chef. Inferringly, he should be called Master Chung. However, this is not important to our story, as long as we talk about him without losing the truth. People say this: the second generation of wealthy and wealthy spends most of the time idle all year round, often reading Three Kingdom novels and Three Kingdoms Night video games, and playing. Cannot put it down, relish, almost forget work and financial management. He was so obsessed that he was so crazy. Actually sold a lot of fields to buy antique knights of the Three Kingdoms. He moved home all the knights he could get. However, for all these things, he felt inferior to the well-known Three Kingdoms author, Luo Guanzhong, Ming Ben, Ji Yanzhi, Hao Huhai Sanren, popular novelists at the end of Yuan Dynasty and early Ming Dynasty, and the author of one of the four great masterpieces, The Romance of the Three Kingdoms. But in the literary world, Silva's straightforward narrative and verbose statements are regarded as a jewel by him, especially when he reads those courteous words and provocative plots. Many places wrote, "The reason why you are unreasonable to me makes me consciously wrong, so it makes sense for me to blame you for being beautiful. Also, the stars in the sky make your sacred more sacred, and you deserve it. Accept the great title that you deserve and deserve it." These words made the poor, rich second generation bewildered. He couldn't sleep at night, so he had to understand these sentences that even if Shakespeare reborn and ponder the meaning. He was a little unhappy with Han Xian Emperor Liu Xie Jibo He, who was the 14th in the Eastern Han Dynasty. The last emperor injured others, and he was also hurt. It is conceivable that even if a brilliant surgeon cures the disease, he will inevitably face him. Scars are left on the upper and whole body. However, he appreciates the fact that at the end of the book, the story is not over yet. Many times, he even continued to write. If it weren't for other more important thoughts to continue to interrupt him, he would definitely continue to write, and he would finish. He often argued with the local priest, a knowledgeable person who graduated from Siguenza, who was the best European knight. Is it Palmerin of Gran or Amadis of Gaul? But the blacksmith in the same village, Master Nicholas, said that no one can compare to the sun god Dong Zhuo Knight. If anyone can compare it, then it can only be Gallor, the brother of Amadis of Gaul. He has all the conditions. He is not a pretentious knight. And he is not crying like his brother. And he is no worse than his brother in terms of bravery. In short, he was drunk in the world of true lies. He played all night long, every night, and played around in the daytime. In this way, sleeping less, playing more, and finally tired, nervous, and full of fictional things in the game. He was convinced that all the fictions he saw in video games were true. For him, only those stories in the world are facts. He said that Cid Rui Diaz was an outstanding knight, but he could not compare with the Fire Sword Knight. With a backhand blow from the Fire Sword Knight, the Arctic Iron Bow flew and smashed his huge double-headed demon guarding the ration into two halves. He admired Carpio's Bernardo most, and Roncesvalles Bernardo, with the help of Hercules, used the method of strangling Anti, the son of the earth god, and killed the magic yellow turban thief. He praised the giant Chow Chow very much. The other giants are arrogant and rude, but he is the gentleman. However, what he admired most was Ronados of Mountabin, especially when he saw the story saying that he walked out of the castle and stole everything, and also stole his whole body overseas, amazed. In order to kick the traitor Lubu, the 3 family slaves, he was willing to give his braised pork belly, and he could even give up his 5 fish.